Shalom, shalom. Um, there was initially a much longer version of what this video was supposed to be. Uh, Initially, I started with Proverbs 30, and I'm just going to start with Proverbs 31 this time. And I'll release some clips of the longer video. Maybe I'll release the full longer video, but it cuts off at a random spot because I ran out of storage on the device I was using. Uh, this is kind of like a testimony slash, I don't know, call it what you want to call it. It's a word from the Holy Spirit. It's a word from my heart, from my spirit, from my spirit's heart, if that makes sense. And I say that for the religious heads that's gonna be like, well, don't trust your heart. I know the heart is deceitful. So I'm talking about my spiritual heart. We have a heart that is of we have a heart that is of the flesh, and we have a heart that is of the spirit. Um, but anyways, let's just go ahead and get into Proverbs 31. I was struggling. And why I'm going to Proverbs 31. Me and my wife just had a new baby. I was struggling. Um, I've been struggling just with some concepts and some things that's going on in my personal life. And so, in my struggle to sleep, I always get up. I always get up once I realize like I'm just tossing and turning at this point. I just get up and get in the scriptures. That's what's going on this morning. It's 8 o'clock. I've been in the car for 2-3 hours, and it's cold. It's 18 degrees outside. But this is my time. You know what I'm saying? This is my time to get the foundation of my day. To talk to Abba and have conversations with Abba, and to align myself with His will as much as possible. That's what I prefer to do with the top of my day. So Thanksgiving morning, this is it's Saturday, it's Sunday today, so it's a couple days past. I initially started recording this video on I believe Black Friday morning or something like that. But whatever, it's Sunday now. I'm just now able to work on to shoot this again. But and sorry I'm rambling because I don't really put out like a script. I just come from the heart and pray that the spirit leads me. It'd be a lot of distractions. I have 5 daughters and a son, and we have a close family. I say I talk to my dad almost every day. I talk to my mother every day. Um, my little brother, my sister, we're a very close family, so it's always a lot going on. So I have to tap in with the Most High, my real father, before I tap in with, and my real family, the angels and the cloud of witnesses, before I interact with other people. Because I be a little bit off I be tripping sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So don't think I'm here like trying to be holy or nothing. I'm just a man that loves the Most High, and I need the Most High because I have a monster that the Most High taught me how to tame slash he tamed for me and took away from me. But at the same time, I'm aware of what's within me. You know what I'm saying? What I've battled, what I struggle with. And so I'm just a person that, that's blessed and that has the favor of the Most High. And I just want to share my testimony with y'all and how I seek the Most High, how I hear him, etc. Um, so in my time with the Most High, on Thanksgiving morning, I was just battling. Like I woke up and I'm like, it's Thanksgiving. I'm not really with the whole holidays thing. I try to keep the feast that the Most High put into place. Um, but also I understand that everybody I love, a lot of the people that I love, uh, celebrate certain holidays, and Thanksgiving has its harsh roots, for lack of better words, but not but it also has pure intentions as well. It just depends on where your heart is at when you're celebrating it, per se, etc. It's about precepts. It's not 100% about actions. It's about the precept. You know what I'm saying? You For those who have ears to hear, you hear me. If you don't, you don't. Um, so saying that to say, I I was trying to, I was more knowing that it was Thanksgiving called me to be more aware of gratitude and thankfulness. Knowing it was Thanksgiving had me in this posture of, you know, a amplified version of capturing every thought and submitting it to Christ. So I'm just looking at all these different thoughts that I'm having, and I'm like, yeah, but you're thankful. Yeah, but you're thankful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to pay this, but you're thankful. Yeah, you got to do that, but you're thankful. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to do that one, but you're thankful. You know what I'm saying? But see, while I be doing all those, the main one that comes in between every single one of those hurdles that are mountains that I have to move, the biggest mountain always is repairing my relationship with my oldest daughter. Our relationship, as far as when you see us together or when we talk, is absolutely amazing. She loves the ground her daddy walks on. I feel the same about her. That's my buddy, my eldest daughter. However, we rarely get to talk. We rarely get to see each other. Long story short, it eats me alive every single day. And it's something that we're working on fixing and etc. But long story short, um, for your purposes to, to get past my part, it was eating me up a little bit more than usual because I'm like, I'm trying to be thankful, but this is really, it just really hurts. It really hurts. It really hurts. You feel me? And so I get into the scriptures, and I've been in the scriptures for a minute, but so this is the part that this is where I was at Proverbs 4 when the other video canceled. So I'm doing all right emotionally. The scriptures give you peace. Like they give you peace. Um and so after about an hour, I get to Proverbs 31. After about an hour of reading or so, I get to Proverbs 31. Um and once again, like I say, I'm battling just this deep feeling of depression, for real, for real. And the peace of the scriptures is helping me combat it, but it's still a battle. You feel me? Um, and I get to Proverbs 31, and it says, let's start with verse 1. The sayings of King Lemuel contain this message, which his mother taught him. Okay. Like I said, I'm from a close knit family, so I take every single word from the scriptures to heart and think about it. The words of his mother, King Lemuel. So I'm taking this like this is my mom saying this to me. You know what I'm saying? Or even for those who don't have a good relationship with their mom, you know what I'm saying? You could take it as mother wisdom. You feel me? Oh, my son. Oh, son of my womb, my belly. Oh, son of my vows. Do not waste your strength on women, on those who ruin kings. So when I got to that part, I can't even lie to you. I'm remarried. It made me think about my first marriage is the reason, the failure of my first marriage, for lack of better words, is the reason why um why my relationship mm, why my relationship with my eldest is the way it is. And so it really just kind of hit me at heart right there. Like it did. I don't know why. Just because I be taking every word. And I thought about how many times all the things that my mom told me before I married my first wife and just how I should have listened to her. But at the same time, I'm thankful all things work together for the good of those who love the Most High, who love our Father. So it's like I can't trip about it because if it wasn't, man, I'm killing my neck out looking back. But I just be wondering who's pulling up behind me and stuff. Uh, ah, whew. um, but it's like. if it wasn't for that relationship, I wouldn't have my eldest daughter, the daughter who looks the most like me, arguably. You feel me? My first, she was my friend when I was struggling in my life. She's 9 years old. When I was in one of the hardest points of my whole entire life, her birth is what stopped me from taking my own life. Finding out that she was coming is what stopped me from taking my own life, literally. You have no clue. So, like, man, it really, I never, coming from such a tight knit family, I never would have thought in a million years I would go through a divorce, let alone have a child who I barely talk to, who lives 1,000 miles away. And I try to talk to her every single day, I promise. You feel me? So it's a sore spot. It really is. But the Most High is working it out. So I need our prayers on that. And if you can help in any shape, form, or fashion, never mind. Let's keep moving. The Father, I don't need anybody's help unless you really are called to. Uh, but let's keep going. It said, it is not for kings, Holy Mill, to guzzle wine. Rulers should not crave alcohol. So let's pause again. There's a lot to unpack in this small part right here, because this ironic, this is where the video stopped in my other one. It is not for kings, Olumil, to guzzle wine. Rulers should not crave alcohol. People in my family, more so on my mother's side, have passed from consumption of alcohol. Even recently, like as in this year, my family, that's my family. So my mother has been adamant about telling me, like, make sure, pay attention to the things that you crave, and make sure that that you overcome them. And it's interesting because she used to be a little harder on me about it, and now when she tells me, it's more so from a standpoint like, I know you have wisdom. I know that you, so just, I'm not saying you can't enjoy yourself if you have a drink here or there or whatever, but just be mindful. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful. Don't let it become an everyday thing. Don't let it become something that you do. Don't, if you drinking, don't, you can drink and feel cool, you know what I'm saying? But don't drink to the point where you can't think, to the point where you feel me? So do it in moderation. You know what I'm saying? Be wise. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Don't put, you got too many kids to even be out here moving slower than normal. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, all them kids, you might need to take, you know what I'm saying? You might need to, you feel me? So, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Be wise. Let the Spirit lead you. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. You know, don't just be out here. Let the Holy Spirit give you peace. Ultimately, is what she truly be saying. But she just be like, do it in moderation. But see, it's deep for me because at one point when me and my daughter first started going through this distance, I was drinking like crazy. I was drinking a lot. And then and not even, and when I say a lot, I just mean for me more so. I wasn't like drinking all day, all night, but like every day I was drinking, like I was drinking 2, 3 beers, like big ones, you know what I'm saying, or one of the special ones, or drinking a nice amount of Hennessy. Um, and I have physical issues that I that for lack of better words, just to keep it simple, I shouldn't be drinking at all. And if I'm drinking, it should be very little at the right times, you know what I'm saying, and the right things, you know what I'm saying, wine, you know what I'm saying, not no crazy wine, just some regular wine, you know what I'm saying, if it's a beer, you know what I'm saying, just some wheat beer, you feel me, and not overindulge it, because you know what I'm saying, it has its benefits in moderation, but that for each his own. There's some people who can't do it at all. Some people can hold more than another. Some people got this issue, so they shouldn't at all. And some people, so, but for me, it was a thing. For me, it was a thing. And And let's dive a little deeper. When I woke up, this is like 5, 6 in the morning at this point when I'm reading this scripture. I'm I'm struggling with the thought of like really deeply thinking like, man, I just want to drink today. I just want to drink. And that's I'm not gonna say that's not a thought. I don't ever have that thought like, oh, I wouldn't mind drinking today, but it was like a weird, like I just wanted to just drown out some pain type stuff. Like I knew it was just gonna be a day where I wasn't doing as much as I usually do, and I usually do a lot. So it makes sense. Like, yeah, you gonna have a drink today and just chill out. But it was just kind of like an overwhelming thing. So I'm also battling this thought. Just this, I'm just trying to explain to you how the scriptures really combat and how it's living and breathing, especially if you really take into consideration all of your thoughts and you're mindful of what you're thinking while you're reading, and you just realize it might really just be like, whoa, this is in alignment. You feel me? So it says for it. So let's go back to verse 4. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, to guzzle wine. Rulers should not crave alcohol. Mom, and it's like I'm not a ruler. So that's what I kind of told myself. I kind of told myself I'm not a ruler, but this is what's crazy. I've led my whole life. Right now I'm leading 5 little girls, my first son, my wife, my 2 younger siblings still look up to me. I used to lead 5 to 10 gentlemen at all time with, you get what I'm saying? There's always somebody following you. We're all rulers of our own thing. So it's not that all of us shouldn't be because we're craving it because we're rulers, but we all are rulers of something. And my but not on, just on a level deeper, my mother has always instilled into me that I'm a king. My artist name is 21 King, or it was, it is, we're rebranding. We ain't gonna talk about all that right now. But so it was deep for me. It was deep for me, like, what's going on? You feel me? Like, is this an attack? You know what I'm saying? Or is this just a innocent craving as long as I don't succumb to going to, you know what I'm saying? Like I think about all this. I had to shut the door real quick, my bad. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Um so let's go another layer deeper. It's really deep. So during this time, while I'll be reading, etc., while I'll be reading, spending my time with Abba, I have these different things come to mind. Sometimes I'll stop, I'll pray, whatever. At one point, before I had gotten to this point, I had pretty much made some promises slash let's just leave it at that. Some promises that to the Most High, was like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this on the behalf of this and this. One of the promises I made, I don't want to give details of because there's a lot, but was on the behalf. um, hold on, my bad. Um, one of them was on the behalf of the oppressed. It was on the behalf of people that are oppressed, um, spiritually, orphans, homeless, widow, whether it's a man or a woman that's lost their spouse, all of that. It was my promise was on the behalf of them. Okay, so all of this is just in my head, my heart, my mind. I'm reading, it is not for kings, O Lemuel, to guzzle wine. Rulers should not crave alcohol. Verse 5. For if they drink, they may forget the law and not give justice to the oppressed. Dude, but hold on. Hold on. My phone is tripping out. My phone is tripping out. I wish I had my physical Bible so I could show you the translation that I had at that moment, because but this is what I have. I want to, for if they drink, they may forget the law and not give justice to the oppressed. So a king, so let's take it in the literal sense, as if you're the king of a village and you have poor people in your village, and they are taken care of or not taken care of based off of your decrees, your the word that you put out. Let's say you drink one, and let's say nobody is telling you. So, and you're a good king. So every day you're like, hey, go feed the homeless today. Go send out bread to them. Go make sure, okay, it's cold outside. Let's make sure they all have tents. Let's make sure they all have fire. Let's make sure they all have a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? You're the king. Let's say this day you drink. You start off the day drinking. You'll forget. You'll forget for sure. You'll forget. And if you don't have good enough servants to just go do the work, they might be like, "Oh, he didn't tell me to do it today. I ain't got to worry about it. It's already been taken care of." This is just a very literal sense. But what I'm saying is that's what we're supposed to do anyway. At seeking the kingdom first. What did Yahshua say was true religion? What was real religion? Is taking care of the widow, taking care of the orphans, taking care of the homeless. You know what I'm saying? What you do to the least of these, you do unto me. So you're not even sharp enough to get to that point. A lot of us ain't even thinking about doing that anyways. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, I had just made it a decree that I'm going to do this, this, and this, and hadn't written it down yet. Hadn't written it down yet at this point to remind myself that I was going to do this. Because you know how we say things even when we're not drinking or smoking or whatever, and still forget. So I hadn't written it down yet, and I had made this decree, and then I'm reading this about not drinking, or otherwise you'll forget. And the translation I read, the voice translation, pretty much said if you drink, you'll pretty much drink, and it'll affect all the poor. It'll affect all the homeless. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you drink, really, that means you done with what you did for the day. At the least, that's what at the least. That's the least reason. It's like I'm done. I don't have really anything else to do. I can just kind of tone down and just kind of zombify and just melt into my seat type stuff. Or I can turn up a little bit if that's what you do. I don't really do that. I don't really know about people that be turning up while you're drunk. I feel like that's how people be getting black eyes and hitting their heads and all that. I ain't really with that. There's this lady that keep walking around. I don't know who this lady is. Um, and now she just pulled up in my driveway super fast. What is going on out here? In this white van with she ain't got no tags on the front. There be some weird stuff going on out here. I'm trying to tell you out here in this world, man. The Matrix ain't no joke. Uh-huh. Uh, it's real. The ultimate point, the main point of what I'm saying is it's okay to relax, to have fun here and there, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But we supposed to be on top of business. We supposed to stand on business. We supposed to be serious about what we doing as a man, especially a man. If you have real goals and real talents and dreams, and but above all and gifts, and above all that, you have a calling to do more than what you feel like most people have to do. You have to do more than what most people have to do. Man of God, woman of God, to whom is given much responsibility or much power. You're, you know. So it's like you got to level up. If you really want to be a ruler or king, you have to walk in that vibration, that energy now. And then it went a little deeper and it said alcohol is for the dying and wine is for those in bitter distress. Let them drink to forget their poverty, and let them drink and remember their troubles no more. And I ain't gonna lie, when I was reading that, man, it just broke me down at that point. It broke me down because I was like, man, like, it broke me down because I be in the spirit, and the spirit sometimes is very the spiritual realm sometimes feels very emotional. Sometimes the spiritual realm takes you out of your emotions because your emotions are good for you. Sometimes it delves you into them, dips you into them so you can just feel it. And I was like, man, you just want to drink because you just and everything, all the reasons I didn't want to feel this and didn't want to, and it was like, but it's okay, I got you. And I was just like, oh, And I guess, you know what, I probably had to record this video 3 days later because I still, for after that, like, even the most high, my father helping me, giving me the strength, I still have been so down in my spirit, really. I had been so sad. It took me till now to be able to joke about it. Like, and that was, about 72 hours ago. And really, the pain, you know what I'm saying? Like, just how deep, some days I just be way deeper into how I feel than others. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately I don't lead with how I feel. I lead based off of what I feel like my father and his spirit are leading me to do. And I try to put my feelings to the side, even because sometimes what the Most High is telling me to do is uncomfortable. Sometimes it's right up my alley. You feel me? So yeah, man, it's just real. And then it said, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. So listen, I'm telling you, I was crying so hard that I had to stop reading. I was like, and the translation I was reading, it hit it home so much closer really than this translation. Not to knock, I don't ever actually really read the New Living Translation. I usually use the New Living Translation to compare what it says to the version that I'm reading, along with like 6 to 7 other translations. But that's where we at today, the New Living Translation. Like I said, that day particularly, I was in the Voice Translation, and it was just it. Ultimately, it was just like, man, I want to drink to just not even, so I can, because when I drink, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, these days when I drink, it's not nearly as much as it used to be, but I might drink a beer, you know what I'm saying? One beer, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel so it pits me like I stopped being super, super critical thinker guy. I just be right there in the moment, and I'll just be looking at my kids and I'd be giggling with them, and whatever they do is more funny than like, hey, be careful. So I can just laugh and sometimes I just be super, super uptight. And so, you know what I'm saying? I was craving to feel like that because I could already tell I was gonna be uptight all day. I could tell that the smallest thing would make me cry, etc. And it was like, man, I just, you know what I'm saying? But the Holy Spirit gives you those same abilities. The spirit of the Most High God, I promise, it gives you those same abilities. I'm not saying that he you're gonna feel drunk or high or whatever it is that you're craving necessarily. But to an extent, yeah, you actually do slash will when you really tapped in with the spirit. So yeah, man. So I was crying, crying. I couldn't, and then something in my spirit was like, but just look back and just look back at the scriptures real quick and read next, because what you read next is going to give you the peace to let go of all these tears. I promise. Through my crying, I was hearing that. Like, just read the next verse. It's gonna help you. It's gonna help you. And so I, no, I'm trying to grab the scriptures, and it says, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless, and see that they get justice." It gave me peace. Why? Because I knew what I was struggling with. And a lot of the time, I feel like I have a soldier's mind. Sometimes I just need direction. If you just give me direction, I don't need any more. I'm not gonna question you as long as I have clear directions. I don't need to know why, when, where, why. If as long as I have the details that I need to do the directions, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like in that point, Abba was like, you, what has been giving you peace right now is really what you need to be doing, which is which is speaking up for those who cannot speak for themselves, ensuring that justice for those being ensuring to ensure justice for those being crushed. You know what I'm saying? Crushed by sin, ultimately, like Yahshua came back for sin, but also poverty, sickness, etc. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless and see that they get justice. Okay. And then I don't know how much time we really have. You know what? We're gonna really go into you're gonna have to you're gonna have to stick around for part three. This is part two of my Proverbs 30 to 31. You're gonna have to stick around for part three if you really wanna get the rest of the breakdowns. But on part three, I'm gonna tell you about how he took me a level deeper into peace when he started talking about a wife of noble character, which starts with Proverbs 31:10. You feel me? Um, he took me a level deeper into peace. And by the time I had by the time I was finished reading the Bible, not only did I have peace, I like the feeling that I like just even looking back at it, it just gave me so much peace. I have an amazing wife ultimately now, and he just reminded me like I got your back, boy. Stop all that crying and go be a good husband. You feel me? But you gotta stick around for part three, which will be coming soon, 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 soon. Uh, so what's your call to action? Comment, like, subscribe, send this to somebody. Um, and more importantly, what Proverbs 31, 8 and 9 say? Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not no preacher. I'm not no dude that's walking around trying to be no holy man. I'm just trying to speak my perspective, help somebody, hopefully, with all my rambling and ranting, and hope that somebody cuts through all of that and hears the spirit of what I'm saying and that it leads them to do something slash see. It's cold out here. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, ensure justice for those being crushed. Go go talk to somebody if you know somebody that knows somebody and help somebody get a place right now. Make sure they ain't out here in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Go, you know what I'm saying? Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless and see that they get justice. What is justice? What kind of justice can you offer? Can you offer some hot coffee? Can you offer a bed? Can you offer some blankets or a hat or some gloves they sell at the Dollar Tree? You feel me? For real, we be getting a little too deep into it. So that's seeking the kingdom first and his righteousness. And the Father said, if you seek the kingdom first and his righteousness, all the things that you have to pay for will be added into you. I don't know if you actually believe that, but I believe it so much that I quit my job when my sixth child was on the way and I ain't have $1 in the bank. And I've been good since, and we still going. And that's why you here is follow on the journey to see what the Most High is doing. So like, subscribe, comment, check out my music on my page, and listen. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless and see that they get justice. Go tell somebody about the love of the Most High and how he changed you. Do it here on YouTube. Go tell somebody in real life. However you get it, go get it. You hear me? And stick around for part three of the Proverbs breakdowns, uh, chapter 30 through 31. When we come back on part and read Proverbs 30. If you haven't seen part one of this, go find it on this page and read Proverbs 30 and 31 up to verse 10. And at verse 10 is where we'll start on part three. Shalom, shalom. Blessings from the Most High. I pray you have blessed, amazing days and that you share your blessings and that you let your light shine so that they'll ask you and you can say, the Most High lit me up. You fear me?